Hey everyone, I'm videotaping this from the sunroof in our car. It was such a beautiful day, so when my husband got home I thought, let's take a road trip. So we're heading out. Let me close this because it's kind of hard to talk. We're heading to this awesome place called Stony Plain. It's just a small, I'm not sure, is it a city now, Richard? Yes, it's a small city just outside of Edmonton and St. Albert. It's probably maybe 20 minutes from us. And they have this Multicultural Center there. And oh my goodness, they serve old-fashioned, they call it the Homesteader's Kitchen. And they serve the best old-fashioned food that you could ever find. And by far, the best pies in the world. So I thought, let's go there for lunch. So that's where we're going. So we got to chatting and we were heading to the mountains. We went a little bit too far. So we have to licky back and go back. I mean, it wasn't that long that we were on this road, but it just seemed like a little bit too long for where we were going. So if we had continued on the highway west, we would have ended up at Jasper National Park, which is the Rocky Mountains. Maybe one day we'll go that way just for a road trip so you can see how beautiful those mountains are. But not today. So we're heading back to east to exit to go to Stony Plain. And I'm getting hungry. So we're just entering the quaint town of Stony Plain. I keep calling it a town. I think it still is a town.
I think it is too.
I'm pretty sure it's not quite a city yet. And there's ever-present Tim Hortons for a good old coffee. One great thing about Stony Plain, not only does it have this great multicultural place for lunch, and it's kind of a historical building that they've restored, and the reason I found out about it when my children were in school and when I was also working in schools, we used to bring the elementary children out here and they would pick a couple of students in the class and they would dress them up as like not pilgrims but the pioneers, as pioneers, and then they would have a whole day in an old-fashioned schoolroom where all the grades were in the same room, and the kids just thought that was really cool, and then they would give them homemade bread, and it's just the coolest building ever. And in the basement of it, these people have kept up the lunch part of it. I think they still do that school day activity thing, but it's a really, really cool experience for kids. And so when I realized that they also have amazing antique stores and flea markets, yeah, you guys know why I came out here today. Is the Multicultural Center. I couldn't videotape it from the front because they were doing some really loud landscaping. And then right here, it's called the 1908 Oberhauser & Son General Store. So they've got some great stuff in there. So we'll check that out before we leave. So we're just going to head inside. And you go downstairs for lunch. So let's see, it's really old. It smells good here, Rich. Doesn't it smell good? To the right, all the way, right there, Homesteader's Kitchen. Richard got a hearty homemade bean and bacon soup. And we're splitting some cranberry chicken quiche. And I got homemade mushroom soup. This is so good. It tastes like it was made with whole cream. And all the soups come with a side of homemade bread. And then we'll have our pie. Pies are finally here. I won't. Richard got a blueberry cream, which is really different. How's it taste?
That's why I said you didn't want that.
No.
Because it would have melted all over the
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got white
I didn't know
cream.
what it was. First time.
Looks
Yeah.
delicious.
Nice.
Is it
Very
good?
Very
We
nice.
sell lots of it, so
Oh, thank you.
you're welcome.
And I got my favorite of all time. Yes. Coconut cream. And it's fresh coconut, fresh everything. Oh, it's worth the car trip. Hang on. So good. We're trying each other's. Is this good, Richard? Do you like it? What do you give it out of 10?
That one here?
Yeah.
I would give it about a 7.
A 7? I give mine a 10. This is really... This is really different.
Yeah, I'll give yours.
It's really, really good.
I give yours a 9.
A 9 and this one a 7? You don't like it so much? That's okay. Decided to up the number on the pie from a 7 to, what is it now?
A 9.
A 9?
Yeah, it's a 9.
Why did it go to a 9?
Oh, at least an 8. 8 and a half.
8. You know what it is? These pies are so homemade and everything is so fresh that they're not super sweet, but they are so, so good. I mean, this is, I can't even describe how good this is.
It's good.
And look at the fresh toasted coconut. Oh, loving it. This is where they used to hold the cold in the settler's cabin. This is where the kids used to come and they were taught school. It's almost like a Little House on the Prairie kind of place. And the class would spend the entire day here. And then they would eat lunch here. And these are the beds. I love the beds, and look at these quilts. Beautiful.
This is what I'm making the floor out of. Old boards.
Really neat old stuff. I love the way the floors creak. Don't you? And look at this stove in here. I think this would have been the stove that heated the room. It's a homemade rake made out of a twig, right?
Willow and boards.
There, and then they just, but what did they make the rake part out of?
Out of sticks. And you screw them in there. Or you just pound them in there, drill a hole.
That's very cool. Look at that sifter thing up there.
Oh, yeah. Neato.
Really neat. Look at the homemade crutches right here. Made out of wire and just branches.
Just branches.
Look
Just
at the knob.
find a branch that has a
the Y in
Y
it.
in it, and then, you know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And look at this. Leaving the little gift store, and we saw the coolest tree just outside. Like it was obviously a broken down tree, and someone carved this really neat face in it. And then if you'll notice over there on the walls of the buildings, they have this is such a amazing artsy community, and they've got all the buildings in this. The older buildings have murals painted on it. And here now we can see a front view of the Multicultural building, and it was a school, as I mentioned before. This was their big school. So lunch was good and I'm full. I ate too much. Awesome mural. This is really cool. This is yet another one. There's so many, like just about every building has got a beautiful artistic mural painted on the side. And there's another one over there. Very cool. For some searching, we found One Man's Treasure Antique Emporium Marketplace. Yay! So here I go. Hi everyone. Well, I'm back home from our wonderful sacred road trip. I like to call them sacred road trips because they're so last minute, impromptu, and you have great conversations, and it's like having the time communicating with your spouse or partner, and I find that very sacred. And if there's no planning involved, you just want to go here today, sure, let's go. We get in the car and we go. I love doing that. So anyway, here's some of the things that I picked up today, a little bit of a haul. So at the heritage place where we went for lunch, they have that little store, and I found these famous torch singers paper dolls. I love these. Look at them. There's Peggy Lee, and then she's in a winter outfit. And what my husband's going to do is reduce them down just a little bit because they're quite big. Look at that Christmas one. And I'm going to put these paper dolls on Christmas cards and find some really good captions. I just love them. I think they are so cute. There's Lena Horne, Joe Stafford. Look at her outfit. I think there was, let's see. There's Mabel Mercer. I thought Patty Page. Remember Patty Page? Rosemary Clooney. And I know Ella Fitzgerald is in here somewhere. Edith Piaf. Billie Holiday. And they each have an outfit. And I just love this book. Love it. I just thought what a great idea. So I don't want to cut them up. I just want to use them, like I said, in cards or something like that. So I think that would be a lot of fun and create some really, really nice greeting cards. So I got that, and then of course it came in one of these bags, so we all know we can use that. Then we went on to the One Man's Treasure antique store, and I really like enamelware. And so I found this enamelware. First thing I found this like strainer. It's really unusual. I've never seen anything like this before. But I wanted a container. I have a lot of enamelware in my scrap room. And I had distressed these clothespins here. I want to show them to you. They were brand new, but I wanted to give them that old antique look. I looked on the Somerset magazine website, and they were selling these old distressed clothespins, but you can do them yourself if you just simply put some steel wool. You have to make sure it's steel, not aluminum, in a mason jar. Can you see the rust depositing in the bottom? This is quite clear compared to the first rod. I think I'll have to change the steel wool because there's probably no more rust in this one. But anyway, you add water and a little bit of vinegar, and you just put all your clothespins in there, and after a couple of days, they get all distressed looking like these ones are. So I just wanted to have a place where I could place them all. So I found this container, and it's just going to be just perfect. So I found a home for my clothespins. So that's great. Well, another thing I do with these too is I stamp words on the sides and little flower images, or you can do whatever you want. But I just think they look so great when they're all old and distressed. So what else did I get? Oh yeah, I got these really nice buttons. It was only $3 for this jar of all kinds of vintage buttons. They had so many pretty spring colors in here. So I thought that was great. Found this really cool pitcher, and the pot and the tools were $15 for everything. So there's all kinds of old-fashioned spatulas. I know this is one of those things that you darn socks with. But if anyone knows what these are, I have no idea. So if you can tell me what these are, the end is wooden, that's flat. So if you can tell me what these are, I'd really appreciate it. There were 2 of them in there. I just don't know what they are. A couple of really cool metal forks. Actually, there's 3 of them. Sorry for all the noise. Some old tongs. So they're just going to look good just as a display in my kitchen. Like this one. My husband and I were saying we could attach this to a stick and make some really nice wiener roast sticks for outside. Because there's another one that's all metal here. Another long fork. So I thought that was a great, great price. A can opener and then this really neat looking spatula. So I don't know that I'd ever use these utensils, but they'd be a great sort of a vintage decoration. Then in the corner, just as we were leaving, we saw this sign. Welcome to Nana's Kitchen, open 24 hours, home of our world famous cookies and milk. Yeah, this had to come home. So I had to buy that. So that was at the antique place called One Man's Treasure. Oh, and then I found this book from 1966, Instant Kitchen Tricks. And we were having a little chuckle reading this on the way home of little tips that you can do in the kitchen, and yeah, it's kind of cool. I'll probably use the paper for something, but it was kind of cute. It was only like 25 cents. Then, my camera died just before we were heading into the thrift store. And so they didn't have lots because I wasn't interested in clothing. But I got this nice lace trim here. It was only 40 cents. And then just a pattern, because I love the pattern paper. And then I found, you know how I like vintage teacups to use them as measuring cups? So this really pretty pink one. And then the saucer was $1.25. So my big whopping bill was $4 at the thrift store. So we had a great day, great conversation, and I really feel refreshed and recharged, and it was just perfect. So thanks for coming along with me, and you should give that a try when you can. Even if you have kids, just bring them along too. Just stop what you're doing and kind of run away for the day. So we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.